right, everybody, it is 6:30 p.m. in Colored People's Time. And once again, welcome to Earl Grey Tuesday. And once again, it's it's the VINCE. And I hope everybody's doing all right tonight. KCB, I wasn't streaming on Kick for a while. I cut that out. But if you stick around after 7, when we start the Kick reactions, I'm back on Kick now. We just had to work out a couple things, you know what I mean? Matty Matt, what's up? KCB. Matt, don't forget to put some videos in for the Kick reactions there, my brother. You know I got your back always here. Chuck E. Cheese. Man, we got some people here today, I'm telling you, man. Now, I've been pretty busy all day, folks. And I've been sucking down water a bunch, so here's what I've did today there, folks. All right, I want y'all check this out here. All right? Hold on a minute there. I'm going to send this up to Ryan. Then I'm going to put it up here. Yeah. So we did something today, folks. Now, normally, whenever your deck is all messed up, people like Dubs, they just let that thing sit to rot. Does a great one do that? No. Look, folks, I'm not going to... When it comes to my home, folks, my home is my freaking home. So, I still need to... I got some paint on there, but this here is a semi-transparent redwood color. It's still a little bit shiny. It will darken up very soon, folks. It will darken up. Boy, does that not look good, folks. See, Dub's porch don't look like that because it's all rotted out, basically. Y'all seen Dub's houses. And then you see my place. There's a big difference. I always like taking care of my place. Other people just don't. All right? I just don't get people these days. You live in the house. It don't take that much time. This here is just it's 2 buckets of stain for that deck. For the back one too. I also did the back one, and I still had half of it left. That's $100, folks. It cost $100 to stain the deck. All right, that's $100 worth of stain, folks. All right, that right there, folks. Because I have a small porch, that's $100 worth of stain. The front one and the back one is done and completed. All right. The front and back is $100. Why cannot Dubs or any of these other slack-jawed dimwits do that? All right. Now, I played a couple boys, but I only paid them $250. But, 2 years ago, I did it myself. And it was only $100 there. All right? I just didn't have time this month there. I had things to do. I still got the new business going. So it's more economical for me to concentrate on my businesses rather than do the stain myself this year. Because I stained it 2 years ago. That's right. It is stained and waxed there, folks. Just like my whores. But if you guys are wondering, all I got is water right now, given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. And that's the thing, folks, I want to bring up to you. Why can't Dubs take care of his own freaking home? Why can't other people take care of their home? Look, folks, that's $100 worth of stain right there. $100. Dubs is bragging about $300 shoes. This here is for 1/3 of the price. All right? 1/3. I had to take there was a couple nails, couple boards was loose, couple slacks. We got that taken care of. I mean, look at that. That's a good porch. This is the type of porch that won't lower property values. All right. I know. I've already explained the ads issue, which now I can actually turn off. So here's the thing, everyone. If you guys notice, you're getting your notifications again. And part of the reason being is I was actually getting shadow banned. And the reason why I was getting shadow banned when I asked a couple of people was simply due to the fact that I turned off all my monetization on all of my videos in the very beginning. So Google, knowing that they're not going to make any money, they went and shadow banned me. So from now on, I have to turn on in order for my notifications to go out, I have to turn on the ads for at least 10 or 15 minutes here. And then I can turn them off. So now they're off, you know. So, I mean, I have to do what I have to do, basically. I've been doing that with my van. It almost looks new. What's in 2000, sand and painted the rims. That's what I'm talking about, Chuck E. Cheese. Clavicular loss of fight. I mean, Matty Matt. I mean, if you look at him, obviously he doesn't look like someone that can fight anyway. He just has all his bodyguards doing the work like that other piece of trash. I can't remember his name, the guy that little kid that was hanging around Wes Watson and stuff. I mean, none of these people can fight, you know. Just imagine if they go to prison. Clavicular would do horrible in prison. Now, folks, I've been made aware of my cousin Vegan Gaines's arms, so let's go ahead and check that out. I haven't seen them yet. And Matt, someone told me about Vegan Gaines looking big on the stream, so let's look at him.
Upper, lower.
Let's check out his here. Let's see how jacked he is. I mean, I want to see this. If I can get this thing running. Come on, you piece of shit.
Torso day, shoulder. Stop fucking bothering me.
Yeah, he actually is looking pretty jacked up.
This guy's like actually a fucking delusional idiot.
I mean, you can't really tell from that lower picture, but yeah, his arms have definitely gotten huger. More importantly, his calves are getting bigger too. He's finally growing some calves. Yeah, look at it. He's got calves now. I'm going to point this out. Look. He's got calves now. They're actually beginning to grow. About freaking time.
Would you, as vegan, look down on someone who feeds their cats regular food?
Yeah, why would you feed an animal other animals?
Alright, so we've had enough of that here, so... It's not a matter of upgrading the Clayton, folks. It's a matter of taking care of the home that you live in, regardless as to whether it's a mansion or something like a mobile home. Which, you know, honestly, folks, a mobile home isn't really mobile. This thing ain't going nowhere, you know. I don't, you know, at this point in time, I call it a single-wide home. You know, or a manufactured home. But a mobile home, I mean, I could still move it. But it's not going to move anywhere. I don't intend to move the home itself. I would just rather buy a new one and sell this one. And I'm not going to sell it anytime soon because the price of these manufactured homes have gone up. You can't even get into a 2-bedroom unless you have at least $80,000 or $90,000. Oh God! So I'm glad I bought when I bought, folks. I mean, really, price of housing is just god awful. I'm just glad I ain't got to deal with rent no more. Jeez. I couldn't imagine if I had to pay rent again with these high prices. I would die. I would have to live into. I would have to get a studio. KCB, I can't add anything to the Clayton. Now, unless it's an extension or a sunroom, I could add a sunroom to this home, but that's about it. Yes, Matt. I did already watch the. I already watched it. The one on John Bravo, unless he's released a new one. All right, so folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Smash that like button. But we are going to play a couple of... we got to catch up on some Tefano stuff. Don't forget, folks, 7 p.m. reaction videos. Or in this case, 7:05 p.m. Reaction videos. Yep, smash that like button like I smashed 10 10 10s. Oh, God. Speaking of which, where's my boy Lamar at there? My dog. I gotta go visit him on this stream sometime. I've been just so busy and everything. Oh, jeez.
I'm pretty certain I'm going to be the first person. I'm pretty certain I'm going to be the first person to say this, and then everyone else is going to copy me, because that's how the health and nutrition space goes. Cellulite is the presence of omega-6 fatty acids as your primary fat stores. So when you consume these vegetable seed oils that are liquid at room temperature, you are what you eat. The fat cells in your body become liquid at room temperature. And if a high enough percentage of your body fat is made up of these omega-6 linoleic seed oils, you get cellulite. That's why when you Google, it says that cellulite's normal, because Starbucks and seed oils are a normal part of most girls' lives. So, you heard it here first. No one else is going to credit me. Cellulite is from vegetable seed oils and high unhealthy fats in the standard American diet.
No, it isn't. Cellulite is just extra calories, you know. You exercise, you lose weight there. You lose that cellulite.
Yeah, this whole primal diet community is really strange and weird and evil. And what's really crazy is this account, which is exposing what Sverige did to his wife or girlfriend or whatever that he had a baby with. This account has been up since before he became popular. So this group of people that are promoting this guy for whatever reason, you know, and I can't really talk about the true reason, is, you know, the world is owned by evil people, and he's part of that evil group, and they promote this sadistic abuse and torture of people. So these people view evil things as good. So that's why they defend this guy for all these evil things, and they don't want you to find out about what he truly did, because most people have morals and wouldn't watch any of this lunatic's videos if they knew what he actually did. All these edgy teenagers eating raw meat don't know they're supporting a very evil rapist unaliver. Yeah, this whole primal diet.
Sorry about that, folks. I had to text the tan. So give me just a minute here.
I don't know why you guys are DMing me this. I really don't want to talk about this giant implant scam artist. And this is what they specialize in. Photoshopping and altering images to scam young men. Giant Implants has only ever botched patients. He only ever will botch patients. That's why this guy, as well as that other weirdo LI noob, that both look like they're wearing someone else's face, are doing sketchy stuff. This is a photo that was allegedly taken recently. And then he's posting videos looking like this. So, you know, what's really going on here? Whether this photo is altered or not, yeah, I mean, doesn't change the fact that these people... I'm surprised he's posting videos, honestly. I'm surprised he's not just posting altered images. But it really shows how deep this scam is. These people will lie, cheat, and steal. They will Photoshop images and trick you into believing that you will look better after this lunatic operation.
Oh, boy.
There's a reason I use the term raw tards to joke about these primal dieters. It's because they love contradicting themselves, and they're really just a bunch of edgy teenagers that think...
You know, I think a primal diet, you know, we used to eat the stuff, but you have to remember, cavemen's average lifespans was like 30-some years, mid-20s, when cavemen actually died out, so... But the truth of the matter is you'll never get to a primal diet simply because, you know, everything has been chemically modified. You know, a banana today is one thing, but 200 years ago it looked completely different. That's the same with tomatoes and other things. That's because of genetic modifications here, you know, and stuff. So it's impossible to have a modified diet, even for meat, folks.
Eating raw meat is cool, bro, and raw milk is hip. And the most contradicting part of the primal diet is if you had access to raw dairy products through animal husbandry and milking animals, you would also have agriculture. You would be growing grains. And every single traditional group of peoples that ate dairy also ate grains, because those two things go hand in hand. And they also don't mention that Adonis Vonderplanitz actually ate bread. You know, this is an excerpt from his book. So, you know, do they follow Adonis or do they not? Do they read his book or do they not? They just make things up as they go. You know, and whatever's edgier and cooler is right. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Lukewarm.
I mean, the thing about it is, folks, there's a reason why milk is pasteurized. In order to kill all the diseases and microbes and stuff. You know, so you don't get botulism or food poisoning. That's what's happening to some of these people that are drinking raw milk. They're getting food poisoning, which is the exact reason why milk is fucking pasteurized. It's the same with corn and other stuff that prevent diseases and everything, you know? I mean, I'm sorry. People are not getting vaccinated and stuff. And as much as you guys criticize vaccinated, I'm sorry. I'm going to get a flu shot each and every month because there's some horrible shit floating around here, all right? There's a reason why, you know, God gave people the knowledge and the scientists knowledge to come up with shit like this, such as vaccines and stuff. I mean, millions of people used to die of fucking smallpox. And then this doctor found out that cowpox, even though it'll fuck you up really bad, will actually cure smallpox there. All right? I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not even joking at all there. And let me hold on a minute. What's the name of that mosquito disease? Because infecting someone with a mosquito bite used to actually cure things. And I can't remember the name of it. Malaria.
This guy is making a documentary about EDP 445, and EDP agreed to be in it.
Matty Matt with a $3 donation here. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. So malaria, I mean, here's the thing, folks. Malaria therapy used to kill parasites. It also used to be used to attempt to treat rabies. Did y'all know that? Did you actually know that? You would be, people used to artificially infect people with fucking malaria for the treatment, for example, of syphilis. People used to wonder, how did you cure syphilis? Simple. With malaria. You want to know why? Because malaria elevates the body temperature to where it kills the parasites and it kills the syphilis viruses. And then once your body is heated up and boiled to like 110, 105 degrees, then you're given anti-malarial drugs. Now, you could still die, but you're going to definitely die if you got syphilis there, So, taking one disease, that's the whole thing about the good Lord. The good Lord gives knowledge to peoples and ideas, and they help out. I mean, TV. I mean, come on now. Seriously. Imagine all the stuff that it took in order to come up with the idea of TV for all things. That's not just magic, folks. All right? Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. You'll always have a friend wearing big red shoes. Do you believe in magic?
Before, and again, I have it right here. I know the answer, but I just need you to tell me the answer. How old is she? 13. 13, okay. And before we get into the messages, there was sexual content involved, yes or no? Correct. And you said? Correct. Okay, all right. Again, so what brings you out here today? Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake. This is the story of EDP 445.
Like, he went to that place to have sex with a 13-year-old.
Definitely viewer discretion is advised. This is...
And by the way, folks, the reason why I don't like EDP 445 is because some people keep mistaking me for him.
Dude's a perverted dude.
I mean, I'm not fat or anything.
EDP soliciting sex from who he thinks is an underage kid.
He sent me videos of him masturbating.
I would say EDP is completely innocent.
So what advice would I give to EDP 445? You need to stop doing this documentary.
Fucking a bitch's innocence away,
Why do you think you wanted to have sex with a 13?
First off, a lot of these images, folks, are clearly AI generated, but okay.
I mean, the reason why I wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is already fucking clear. Oh, well, he was talking to 13 and 12-year-olds. Fuck all that. None of you fucking faggots can break my ass because I'm still standing, bitch.
First off, I would seriously doubt that he would participate in it, but a lot of this stuff is, I could clearly tell it's AI generated. I mean, literally. But he is still a sick freak, but the only thing I see is just a shitload of lawsuits here. But as long as people don't get him mixed up with me, I'm perfectly fine. But Matty Matt, I definitely do appreciate the donation here. Definitely do. But yeah, you gotta understand the miracle of technology and progress. There is a reason why someone came up with the idea of pasteurization for milk. Well, Matt, I said some of the clips were AI. I know the one that was where he was talking, they weren't AI, but they've mixed it with some AI stuff. And AI is getting clear, but it'll be interesting to see what comes up, to be honest with you. But if he wants to do it, I mean, it's his funeral, you know. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't do something like that. That's just stupid. I mean, I know why he's doing it. He's trying to recover his reputation, but he's only going to make things worse. His reputation is doo-doo. There's no way to recover it. He'll need to lose a whole bunch of weight and then change his name or something. But you know what? Everyone can always be found, folks. No matter what you look like. I mean, the thing about it is, folks, I mean, it's like this guy, Sketch, right here. I mean, he changed up everything, but then he was caught getting some big black dick and everything. And I've actually seen the videos because, you know, people constantly see him. And I have to say, he could take a pretty big black dick, that's for sure. I gotta respect it, you know, he really is, you know, just... But in any event, you know, in case you're wondering, I don't see Sketch as some sort of sex symbol or so forth. I mean, he did have makeup on in the video, but, you know, you just can't unsee that type of stuff. I mean, I always saw him as a dirty white boy and everything that's gaming, that didn't bathe or anything like that, and, you know, you can't put those two together, you know, you can't unsee that shit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You just can't unsee that. But in any event, he's still at it. But, you know, that's the thing about the internet. Everyone seems to be found out. And people seem to dig up past lives for no freaking reason. Damn, this bitch is ugly. So I'm going to play one more video from Penguin Z. Then we're going to start reaction videos. Yes, your donation, Matt, went through. Unless you sent another one. Hold on a minute. This thing better not have cut out again. So I'm going to play the Penguin Z one.
A few years ago, Mike Klum came out of nowhere from the top turnbuckle, delivering a flying elbow drop that no one was expecting. Fresh off the battle bus, he deployed a cinematic experience that really kind of took the internet by storm, a professional, extraordinary documentary on Boogie 2988. And since then, it'd been radio silence. But there were some whispers and some information floating around about his next project that he was hard at work on, a documentary covering EDP 445, Eat That Pussy 445. And now...
Let me check, Matt. I'm going to refresh things. Don't forget. I haven't got it yet, but just put it in. We'll get that played.
Now, it's here. Well, the trailer is. He just dropped the trailer for it, The Sick Mind of EDP, and the full documentary is scheduled for August 9th. And I'm gonna spill the beans here, cat's out of the bag. I've seen the whole thing. Not only have I seen the entirety of the documentary, I've even seen the fucking sniper.
This guy got 2.4 million views in just one day. Folks, that is a lot of money.
Cut version of it, of things that didn't make it. It is legitimately unbelievable. And to be clear, this isn't a documentary that just aims to slopify a criminal, which EDP is. And he openly admits to, I think it was like close to 20 crimes throughout the entirety of the documentary. It might have been more. He himself openly admits to tons of crimes. And the documentary isn't just like a piece of entertainment to point and laugh at EDP. It tells the whole story and showcases the dangerously delusional, violent predator that he is, and brings in like professionals to also talk about it as well. It's not just like this, you know, goofy piece or anything. It is covering a genuinely dangerous, evil person. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised for renewed interest from the authorities after this documentary comes to light here, because I'm not kidding or exaggerating. He brazenly admits to so many crimes, confirming his intent behind so many things in regards to children. Like, I don't know how these things could just be ignored by authorities when he himself is just fucking bragging about it and going into detail on all of it. So that way there's no confusion or guesswork or anything. There's even a section where Mike talks to like a lawyer about all of this and like, hey, what would you say to EDP? And immediately he says, stop doing the documentary, shut the fuck up.
So what advice would I give to EDP 445? You need to stop doing this documentary.
That's a piece of it, but he was expressing confusion that he would even agree to do this because he is just outwardly admitting to all of these crimes, remorse with no remorse, like even just casually talking about his crimes and like his intent and everything. It is shocking, like genuinely, like I'm not using that as like a buzzword. It was shocking to watch this. And Mike Klum financed this entire thing out of his own pocket for the better part of 2 years. And the quality here, it's indistinguishable from like the biggest budget documentaries that you'll find, like Netflix documentaries.
Well, of course, technology has gotten to the point to where, you know, you could take one of those expensive iPhones and you can make movie-like production there, you know. People just have the tools these days.
It's an incredible work here. Like, this is his magnum opus. Like, this was a 2.5 year-ish project, and the work that went into it, man, the thousands of hours, it shows. I really wouldn't be surprised if EDP does end up in handcuffs after this premieres. Like, I know that's probably like really over the top
He's not going in handcuffs.
to even think something like that's a possibility. But when you watch this documentary, you'll see what I mean. He openly talks about his crimes that he got away with. And the documentary doesn't pull any punches or shy away from it. Mike Klum shows you all of it, and EDP himself doesn't shy away from it. He admits to all of it numerous times. Some crimes I didn't even know he had committed, he talks about. I just don't know how the local law enforcement would plug their ears and shield their eyes to it. Like, he openly brags about it. You'll always remember this the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow, and he just keeps going on and on and on about all of these crimes. Like, he's not a ghost, he's not fucking D.B. Cooper. He is proudly talking about it, bragging about it. So, like, to me, it feels like there should be, like, a subsequent investigation from the local law enforcement, at the very least, to look into EDP here about all of this shit that is documented and that he talks about as well. But I also really appreciate that Mike Klum is using this documentary to benefit victims of sexual violence. The money that is being raised through this documentary is going directly to RAIN, which is a charity to help victims of sexual violence, which I thought was just such a nice gesture. I think that's just extraordinary. So Mike Klum spent 2.5 years on this, financed out of his own pocket to deliver this masterpiece documentary here, and the money is
okay. You've sold it. Okay,
helping people that could really benefit from it. RAIN is a great charity, and I think that's just super nice. Anyway, though, I've been yapping a lot about it. Let me show you a little bit more of the trailer here. I highly recommend you go check out the whole thing. He has the premiere scheduled if you want to, save a tab for it so you don't miss it.
Fucking a bitch's innocence away,
Why do you think you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old?
I mean, the reason why I wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is already fucking clear.
I have to interject here. I can't resist. It's like an itch I have to scratch because I now that I can yap about it, it's hard not to yap about it because the things EDP says and does throughout this documentary are incomprehensible. I do not think any of you are, you couldn't even fathom like what is in the documentary here. So like that little clip right there where he says verbatim the reason why he wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is pretty fucking clear. He says shit like that throughout the documentary numerous times with no shame whatsoever. He is just openly talking about it. Like, just openly talking about it. And he, like, the things he agrees to do, like the shots of him in the orange jumpsuit behind.
I mean, I really don't think that he's going to get arrested, but it's, I have to find that, I don't know if it's going to be an embellishment or not, but I am interested. Hopefully nobody has to pay for that crap.
Bars and stuff like that. He just actually wanted to do all that. Like, there's a scene in here as well where they're outside of like a real prison with him in the jumpsuit. There's a scene where he digs his own grave. Like, it really is a fucking sick mind. Like, EDP is like, yes, it is like, become a source of like point and laugh at EDP, but it's important to remember, like, he actually is like a dangerous man. Like, he actually is like a fucking filthy, degenerate man who is a very not safe person to be around. And there are so many things in this documentary that make that abundantly clear. Now, in the version that we saw when Mike brought it to us at the farm, it was the raw version, and it couldn't exist on YouTube in that form. So I have no doubt that it's gone through some changes so that way it can stay on the platform. But in the version that we watched, even off rip, like one of the first scenes is Mike and EDP are in a car, EDP's driving, they stop, and then there's some kids outside on the sidewalk nearby because there's a school, and just totally unprompted, out of nowhere, EDP just starts talking really creepily about those children. Like, this is a dangerous predator. And there are multiple instances where he just goes on these fucking monologues, like these sexual-fueled monologues about, like, some unhinged, gross shit. Another thing that becomes very clear in the documentary is his infatuation with the idea of violence. He talks multiple times, a lot really, about how close he is to killing people, like the people he wants to murder. He is glued to the idea of violence. Like, this is an unstable, evil, sick predator. And something Mike did that I thought was a really good idea is he brings in like professionals to talk about EDP as well in the documentary and present through it, like that lawyer you heard from a moment ago. And I think that adds a lot to the overall documentary. He also has like recreations of his childhood using actors and stuff, which was a pretty wild endeavor to go through here, to like actually hire actors for the documentary.
Yeah, that's the strange part. Why in the world would you hire actors? And this is what I was talking about, Matty Matt. I think there's going to be a lot of AI generation along with a mixture of his words here. That's just my guess, but like I said, Penguin Z is promoting it so much that even the great ones is interested. I may have to jerk off to. Well, I wouldn't jerk off to it because then, ew. How would you jerk off to watching a documentary about EP 445? Yeah, if you jerked off to it, you'd probably need some mental help there, honestly. I naturally say the word jerk off there for whatever. But in any... yeah, I'm sure somebody out there will be jerking off to the video. I mean, hell. I was actually in a... one time I was in a detention center. And for lunch, they were serving ham sandwiches. And I go do a cell check, and this dude is, he has his dick between the bread and the ham, and he's just using it as a masturbator, basically. Can you imagine that? Because it had mayonnaise on it, folks. It had mayonnaise. And he was using the mayonnaise on the ham sandwich as lubricant. You know, literally. You can jerk off to anything. You jerk off to a ham sandwich, I'm sure people will jerk off to this documentary, you know. You know, I imagine people jerk off to Miss Rachel, too. The world is so sick that people will jerk off literally to anything.
He's calling it a cinematic experience there because it is like a cinematic experience going through like his history, but it is one that is aiming to tell the story of this dangerous man who has got away with unthinkable shit. And I'm hopeful that this will lead to at least some kind of reinvigorated interest in the case of EDP from the authorities. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And at the very least, at least it's benefiting victims of sexual violence through the money that it's raising for RAIN. Anyway, I wanted to yap about this a bit since I saw the trailer went up today. I cannot wait for August 9th for it to drop. Mike Klum really did outdo himself, man. This is a pretty unbelievable documentary. That's really about it. So, yeah.
All right, folks. Did he eat the sandwich? Of course he ate the sandwich. We're not going to feed him again.
Factory, I can guarantee production of 200 kilos refined every...
And yes, Matt, I told him straight out there that he's not going to get another sandwich. If he wants to jerk off to it, that's fine. And maybe I sound casual about it, but folks, when you're locked up in a cell and men ain't got no access to women, they'll do some crazy shit. So believe me, folks, I've seen everything. I've seen Santa Claus on Christmas jerking off, basically, and shooting his nut all over the place. I walked in at the worst time possible. I saw Santa Claus jerking the fuck off, even in his fucking Santa suit, because we hadn't got him switched to the Bob Barker stuff yet, you know. But yeah. I mean, also they would still those little sweet packs in order to make things. to get high on them and everything. You gotta watch inmates. But yeah, he was jerking off because it had mayonnaise on it. And he's using the mayonnaise as lube. I don't want to know how that. But you know, the thing about it is when you do cell checks, some people are so locked in to where they got life without parole. I got 30 years. I got 40 years. I don't give a fuck what this detention officer or correction officer has to say, basically. I mean, you want to know what happened when I looked in and saw him jerking off to the ham sandwich? He didn't care. He continued jerking off with that ham sandwich. He just waved at me and he just kept jerking off. He had the sandwich down here and he's up there's like, he's jerking off and I just nodded my head like this and just walked off. I mean, what the fuck you gonna do? Dude had I think he had 30 years in prison for manslaughter. What am I gonna do to him? How am I gonna punish him? What am I gonna do? Give him extra lockdown or something? He's locked down for 30 freaking years. Alright? If you're locked up for 30 years, I mean, you're gonna have no, that means, folks, you ain't gonna have no woman or man, well, you can have a man for 30 years, you know, when you locked up that long. So you gotta get it from somewhere. You're either gonna fuck a dude in the ass or you're gonna fuck a ham sandwich. The great one is just gonna, if I was locked up for that long, I'm just gonna use my hands. That's it. I ain't even touching no dudes there. You know, you get a reputation and everything. Even though I'm a gay man and everything like that, and you know, I enjoyed the company of other men. I don't need that, you know. And you don't know what the hell these people got. Yeah, it's straight up nasty. But you know, I just walked off. What am I gonna do to him? Literally. What am I gonna do? He's got 30 years. If he wants to fuck a ham sandwich, what? I can't do nothing about that shit. Alright? But enough of that. We're now going to the kick stream, folks. It's kick time, folks. Time for some reaction videos. The great one has the kick stream going. Y'all better head the fuck over there. We're gonna jam. But enough of that. Yeah, baby. Folks, y'all start heading over to Kick. All right, folks, I'm going to be closing up the stream shortly. Y'all start heading over to Kick, all right? We're going over to the Kick stream, so I will see everyone over there.